guys, welcome back to another hair extension video. I haven't done one in forever. Ever since having my son like 9 months ago, I have not had hair extensions in or done them, and as you can see, my hair has grown actually quite a bit. I don't know if it's the vitamins, I don't know if it's just the universe because I'm a mama, I don't know, but my hair has grown like significantly long. So I haven't really lived my tape-in fantasy. If you don't know and you haven't been following me, I love tape-ins. They're my favorite semi-permanent hair extension type. I love clip-ins too. Honestly, I like all type of extensions, but I love tape-ins because they're like hassle-free. If they're done right, they're like incredibly damage-free, and they're just like a way to transform your whole look, whether it's length, whether it's like, you know, density and thickness, or if you want to add a pop of color and highlight or something like that. You can get it all with tape-in extensions. And then you also just get to wake up looking like flawless. So I am ready. It is fall time and I'm ready to live my hair extension, you know, life. And like I said, my hair is pretty long right now, so I'm not like crazy about length or anything like that. I mean, I did obviously get them a little bit longer because why not, but it's more like density, thickness, voluminous like curls and stuff that I want for like bombshell fall. I have teamed up with Fullshine. They're a new hair extension brand I've never used before, but they were really cool communication wise, really quick responses, and so this is my first time ever using their products, so I'm going to give you guys kind of like an honest review of how I feel the hair. They each were individually packed like this. I got 3 packs. Retrospectively, I wish I would have gotten 4 packs, which is usually what I get, but I figured, you know, my hair's a lot longer. I feel like the more blunt and short your hair is, kind of like the more hair you need to camouflage like where your hair ends and where the hair extensions start. So I thought, you know, I could get away with getting like a little bit of a lesser pack because putting less hair in means it's going to take you a lot less time. Plus, removal is a little bit easier when you're like, obviously can cut your tapes in half. So I did 3 packs, but when I'm holding the hair, I'm like, I probably should have done 4, but whatever. They are 150 grams each bag. Just some information if you want to do the color I did. I did the color number 4-27-4. I'll put all of the information and the links to the exact extensions that I got down below for you guys. But yeah, this is my first time using Fullshine. It came in this pretty box. Now the UPS guy did totally like smash my box, but I mean, I can't blame them for that. But it's like this really cute like orange box. It reminded me of like an Hermes box. And then yeah, like I said, the hair was individually packaged. They came with these cute little like keep in touch and like some instruction cards, and then they also threw in a couple of extra tapes in case you have any hair extensions that slip or anything like that. So quick review of the hair right off the bat. So this is the hair I was sent. It is 22 inches, and like I said, okay, so right off the gate the color is pretty close. That's one thing wearing extensions for years that I've been able to get really good at, is just like picking a color that's pretty close. They asked if they wanted, like if I wanted to color match it or if I just wanted to pick, and I was like, I'm gonna just pick. So I just kind of eyeballed it. This is the color I went with. Again, I'll link the color I did down below. It's not exact to my hair. It's got a little bit of like, you know, highlighting, but when it's blended through my hair, it's just gonna add some dimension and depth and stuff to my color, which is really, really nice and like a fun little change. So the hair looks pretty standard, like the tapes, I mean, look pretty standard. I obviously have never used this brand before, so I can't do a review to the like tape strength and life of the tape. I do know from past experience, you know, the way that you care for your hair extensions makes a really big difference on how long you can make your tapes last. So I'm just gonna, you know, do my regular care. But the hair feels really good. It's smooth. It doesn't really smell like anything. It kind of has that factory smell, but not like, you know, strong, which is like a big thing for me. If it smells like really strong, like dye or something, I don't really like it, because you can't wash the hair right away. You have to like, you know, after putting your tape-ins in, they need to stay dry for a minimum of 24. I like to do 48 hours so that the glue can set. So if they smell wonky or crazy, you're kind of stuck with that. But so they don't really smell like anything. They don't really smell like anything. But the hair is pretty thick. I would say it's not like all the way to the end of, like right to the tips, all the way down. It does have like a slight feathering, but nothing like, you know, like I feel like some hair extensions, it's like either really blunt chopped at the bottom, so you have to get them cut, custom cut, or it's really feathered and thin at the bottom, which is like kind of skimming you on your like grams of hair you're getting. This is like a pretty solid medium. It's really thick up here and it's pretty thick down here, but it slightly feathers off, which means that it'll blend nicer into my hair, and I might be able to get away with just putting them in and not having to trim them. Once I put them in, they'll look a little choppy. So I usually do get them kind of feathered or layered in, or I do it myself. So we're gonna see how good they look without doing that. But yeah, initially I like it. It's good quality hair. You can feel it's human. You can feel that it's healthy, and that it's gonna have a beautiful luster with a little bit of dimensional highlights in my hair. So I'm gonna show you guys today how I put these in. So if you wanna see how I do that, keep on watching. I'll show you step by step. I'm probably gonna go ahead and do the bottom layers real quick and then show you kind of easier how I do it up top, step by step, every few tapes, so that it's a little bit easier. I also will tell you, I do have a hair chart, I'll post it like right here, of kind of how I install the extensions around the head, because that's really important. Because obviously you want to be able to pull the hair back into ponytails and styles. So if you kind of put them all like really rigid, it's not going to be able to be pulled back. And also another tip for beginners is when you put them in and you put them into the root, you don't want them right up against the root. You don't want them like super tight, but you also don't want them like, you know, down here, because then you're gonna have to replace them sooner. So you kind of want just enough space that you can just easily flip them back and forth. So wherever you put it in, you just have to make sure you can flip it back and forth. Even when you do that though, when they're real fresh, I would say the first like 3 days, they always feel like, to me, a little sore, not like painful or anything. But I just think that that's a mixture of the weight like in your hair that you have to get used to, and then obviously, yes, like the tightness of them, but they grow out really fast. So I'm gonna put these in and we are gonna do it, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do it step by step. At the end of this video, I'll do a little like tips and tricks on how I like to care for them to kind of prolong the life of my extensions, but for now I'm gonna show you guys how to put these in. So let's do that. The cleaner your parts are, I feel like it is easier for the grow out and the removal, but I mean, I've done this so much, I just kind of part my hair and then I feel for it. So that was pretty good for my first part. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw this up. Okay, so I'm gonna turn around. This part's gonna look a little wonky, don't make fun of me, okay? I know that I have like, this part looks wonky. So turned around, I have a piece of parting here. I would say that it's about a ½ inch from the base of my neck down here, and it's just enough so that when you pull the hair up, it'll be camouflaged. So the really good thing about the tape and extensions is this is the part of the tape that shows. So right, you might get a little bit of, you know, shine in the light, but it's all hair, so it's not going to look like a clip or like tape or anything like that if it shows. And the closer it is to your root color, which this one happens to be really close for me, the better. Also, one thing I want to add is that tapes and tape-ins usually come in packs of 20. Okay, so Fullshine sends their hair in packs of 20, right? And so you're like, oh, 20 hair extensions, but it's actually only 10, right? It's only 10 extensions because one extension is going to be 2 that are sandwiched together like this. So this is one extension. So you kind of always have to divide what you're getting in half. So if you see like, oh, I get 20 extensions in one pack, you only get 10. So I got 3 packs, which would mean, oh, I got 60. No, I got 30 extensions. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to maneuver 30 different plots of extensions on my head using like the map that I like to use, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. So I would recommend having a rat tail comb. I just moved, so I don't know where a rat tail comb is. So I'm just using this little tiny brush to kind of part my hair. But this is also going to be the tool that you stick your hair extension in once you take the tape off and place it close to the root. So like, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna remove my tape like this. You don't want to touch the sticky part here because your oils on your hands can you know, compromise the strength of your tape. So what I do is I just take my little rat tail comb or your brush or whatever instrument you're using, and I just tape it like this. Not, see how it's right along the bottom? Here, let me show you. I just taped it right along the bottom, okay? So it's barely stuck on there, basically, because you want it to be able to come off really easily. But again, you don't want to touch the tape with your fingers, with the oils of your hand. So I'm gonna put the tape right here along the part, drop the hair down like this, and then firmly hold it. And so one important thing about sandwiching this extension on top is you need to make sure that they're lined up, okay? And then there's not too much hair in between. You kind of want to find a sweet spot. If there's too much hair in between, the tapes aren't going to stick together. If there's too little hair in between, you're going to get a lot of tugging and pulling, and that could potentially cause damage. So, I mean, I just kind of know how much hair goes in between because I've done it so many times. But basically, a good rule of thumb is you can stick hair down onto it, and then you can kind of scrape your comb across, and if any hair lifts off, just lift the excess hair off the tape. So here's my second tape. I have the tape off of it, and I don't like to use my comb for the top one because what I do is I just feel for the edge, and then I just sandwich them together, just like this, and I make sure that they are lined up together. The bottom ones I feel like are always the hardest because you really have to have like a mirror to look behind you. So like this one I just put on feels like a tad close to the root, but I can still go up and down with it, which is the important part. And now this extension is locked in. She's done. All right, so I got my tape down. Sorry, I had to look in the mirror to kind of look at it. But now I'm gonna, oh shit. Now I'm gonna place my tape on top. I place it just like this. And voila! So now, this is kind of like an indicator what the length is gonna look like. She's long, she's cute. From the tapes, I would move up about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So now I'm going like right behind my ears here. And this is gonna be 3. So I did 2 on the nape, and now I'm gonna do 3 right here. So here's my part, just like this. And now I'm just going to do my extension parting. So I'm just gonna kind of take a thin little area of hair, and I kind of gauge if it's too much or too little. I have my loaded extension on my rat tail comb or any type of little like stick. It could be a chopstick, it could be tweezers, whatever you need. So like right about here, and then I'm gonna drop the hair, firmly press, take my device off. I'm using my mirror as my guide as well, and then I'm using the edges to kind of find and line up my extension below. This one I can feel is like a little bit like sideways. Again, that's not a big deal. It is better the cleaner you do it because I feel like it makes your removal a lot easier and the grow out a lot easier. So you have to try to be as neat as you can. Looking into a mirror, that helps a lot. Or having someone help you. If someone can help you, that's like ideal. But doing it yourself is not hard. Just the back of your head's a little bit difficult. So now we're gonna do that again on this final side right here. Extend it down, just like that. Place it right here, like that, and sandwich it. Squeeze tight, and it's locked in, just like that. Easy peasy. So now that I've done the bottom couple layers, I'm going to continue up a little bit, like further up the head so I can focus in the mirror. And then when we get to the top layers where I can just do it right in the camera, I'm gonna show you guys again a little bit closer on how to sandwich them. And a little bit cleaner because the back of the head's a little bit harder to show you guys. So let me fast forward and just do the back a little bit. All right, we're back with a little bit more hair now, as you can see, and it's blending quite nicely. You can see where my hair ends and where it starts, but look at how pretty it blends right in. So now I'm gonna show you guys again up close how I do it. So I have my 2 sandwich pieces. I'm gonna set one down, peel the tape, just like this, and tape it down, just like that. Right on the base. I'm gonna put it in my mouth for a second. And then I'm going to part my hair in a really thin little part. Just like this, see? Just enough hair for the extension to grab onto. I would say it's about as much hair as in one of the extensions. And then put it at the base, right where I want it. drop the hair down. Place. Just like this. Okay. Now we're going to sandwich right on top. Another one just like this. Okay. Just enough so that we can flip the hair. Ignore this. This is all my regrowth from my postpartum hair loss. We love that. But anyway, so it makes my parting a little bit hard, but we are going to part just like this. Right here, see? And then place just like this. So we place it like a half of a centimeter to a centimeter below the root. And then, oh, careful, don't pull it out because it's not locked in yet. Then sandwich. And just like that. Isn't it? It is actually very easy. I feel like it's intimidating because people think it's hard, but it's not. This right here so far is just 2 packs. I still have 1 more pack or 10 more extensions that I can place. And so now we're kind of at this part of the top of the end here. So I have a few things to say. If you have short, blunt hair, you're gonna kind of need to bring your tape ins pretty close to your hair part while being really careful and strategic about where you place it. So you kind of want to see where your hair naturally falls, so you're not just gonna have exposed extensions, but you're gonna have to need to bring them pretty close. Now, if your hair is a little bit longer and feathered and thinned out at the bottoms like mine is, you can get away with keeping the hair lower. That way you have more freedom with your parting. So when my hair was blunt, a blunt chop, I brought my extensions all the way up to my middle part, and I literally had to wear a middle part. Like, I always wore the middle part because I kind of sacrificed the freedom of like how I want to part my hair with having my extensions blend like seamlessly. And then now that my hair is longer, like I said, you can leave the top down. It just looks like a little bit of a shorter layer, and you can kind of get your layers cut in by a professional or, you know, on your own. And then you can kind of part your hair, flip it around any way you want, and it kind of also helps with styling. So I'm just going to finish putting some extensions right here on this side, and then I take whatever extensions I have left and I kind of make sure there's no empty spaces. I do some like little hair shakes and stuff and see where it's obvious that I'm wearing extensions. If there's any type of blending issues, and I'll place one there. I check out my hair in the back like this from the mirror to see how it looks, to make sure it's blended. So that's kind of how I place it. So let me finish this side right here, and then we will kind of finalize our extension look. Okay, so I just finished putting my extensions right here. I did 2 more. It's kind of repetitive, so I don't want to have to keep doing it over and over in front of you, but I'm taking the top layer down to kind of see and assess how much hair on top I can get away with without having to, because see, right now I can do all this because there are no extensions up top. So let me just see here. It looks a little bit blunt, so we might have to do a couple in here. So but right now you see it just kind of looks like layers, honestly. It's not too like noticeable, but obviously it could be better. So I'm going to, like I said, it's parted right down the middle where I usually part it, and now I'm just going to kind of find some little areas in here. Hold on. I would do like right here. So I'm gonna put some right here just to kind of volumize this area and camouflage the bluntness of this. Let me see, do a quick check again. It's honestly from this point out, a lot of checking to make sure. As I forgot to mention this in the beginning, you have to have clean, dry hair, no conditioner, no product. So your hair's gotta be straight bone dry. Like shampoo your scalp, shampoo the roots, and then let it dry, and like dry to 100% dry, because it can't be moist, and it also can't have conditioner, and it can't have leave-in conditioner, and it can't have any type of product in it, because that'll affect your tapes. So just looking from the front, it looks pretty solid, it looks pretty. Now I have to check it from the back. If you guys can see, this is what it's looking like. Well, my mirror's like dirty. This is what it's currently looking like. I think right in the center here, at the bottom, there might be, you know, it needs a little blending right there. Let me see, hold on. Just kind of let it naturally fall. Yeah, so you might need a little bit more here in the back just to do a little bit of blending, which is fine because we still have like half of a pack left. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and add some along the crown. So I'm gonna part along my crown here. I have to make sure it's not an area that'll show. Right here along the crown. Just like this. Okay, and I'm just gonna pull it forward and just kind of do like one of these guys. And I'm just going to add tapes right here along the crown. Okay, so after adding those, I'm gonna let the hair back down and then I'm gonna check again. Okay, so I just added 3 more right here to the bottom, which thickened up my longest length layer, which just kind of helped the hair look a little bit longer. It already feels like incredibly dense, and we are almost out of pieces. We have 2 more tapes, aka 1 more extension. So just for good measure, we're gonna place her right at the crown of the head so that when I pull the hair back and it's like running down my back like this, it'll look so pretty and Rapunzel-y. So I'm gonna do that. Squeeze our sandwich together, just like that, right at the crown, and then put the hair back. Okay, so that is them all the way in. They stop about here, but there's 2 filler pieces here at the top. We have them all around the base of the crown, so they look pretty when my hair is behind my back. And just like I suspected, with the way that they're a little bit like slightly feathered at the bottom, they blend right into my hair without any like distinct blend differences. Like as you can tell, like this is a layer of extensions, right? But it's different obviously to the layer down here, because the layer down here is further down, but it's not like a blunt cut where you can just see the layers. They're kind of just like feathered in really prettily like this. So let me show you the bottom. Just like this, and then like my base piece. So that's the length of my hair. So here they are. It just looks like my hair, but super healthy and a little bit longer. Here they are from the back. If you guys can see, I don't know if you can see all the way, but this is them. They're just like healthy and thick, and honestly, just like I suspected, they blend perfectly with the color into my hair. I knew they would because I'm so good at color picking for my hair. But initial right off the bat review of Fullshine, so bomb. It's a really good affordable hair extension brand. I'll link all their stuff down below if you're thinking about doing hair extensions. It's pretty good. I've done it. I've had, you know, a ton of brands I've worked with. I have some that I just can't work with. I have like favorites, you know what I mean? Because I have used them multitudes of times and I know the life on their tapes and stuff like that. So yeah, I will have to check back in and tell you guys how the tapes hold up. They feel really strong. But again, it all has to do with how you take care of your tape-ins. You need to be using sulfate-free shampoo. You need to be putting them in correctly, not too tight or not too loose. You know, you have to be able to pull your hair back, tuck your hair behind your ears, move around without any type of damage. Not using any oils or conditioner anywhere near the scalp. When I have hair extensions in, I only use conditioner for real, like from here down. Usually I do conditioner up to like my jaw, but I refuse to put any near the tapes because it can make them slip. I also, just to prolong the, you know, the life and value of the actual hair, because, you know, it's hair that's not attached to a scalp. So with it being hair extensions, if you don't take care of them, they will get frizzy, they will, and it has nothing to do with the brand. It's how you're taking care of them, because they're not attached at a root to anyone's head. So it's like when you cut a flower, you know, put it in a vase, if you don't water it or put water in it, it's gonna shrivel up and die and look gross. So these, I do like to moisturize the ends, because they can get dry. I mean, I don't know about this brand, I've never done it, but with tape-ins, I like to moisturize the ends so they don't get dry, they look moisturized and shiny. I like to put my hair in a braid, sleep with a satin pillowcase, those type of things, all will help you keep them alive and healthy looking longer, and then you get your money's worth. So if you guys like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I will be doing a care and styling video on how I like to style and care for my tape-ins, and I can also check back in and tell you guys how the life of these tapes are doing and how I like this brand and stuff and how it's going with them. But this is them. It looks phenomenal. The color match is incredible. The ends look so natural and so pretty. So yeah, this was nice, and it didn't take that long. So I kind of like 3 packs. 3 packs a little bit, 4 packs is kind of pushing it. That's real dense, and I like dense and extra, but it takes a long time. This didn't take too long. This probably took, all in all, this took me about, I would say, an hour, but if I wasn't filming, I could do it in 30 minutes easily. But it just takes practice, it takes time, it takes a mirror. You need to be looking behind you at all times, parting nicely. Like I said, the little tool to use to kind of place the extension makes it a lot easier, whether that's a rat tail comb or a pen or, you know, a chapstick or, you know, tweezers. Anything you have will help you place the hair extension in like a nicer area, or like closer to the root will help you. But yeah, that is it. That's how I put in my hair extensions. This is my first time trying Fullshine. I will link all of the product information down below, as well as some of my other hair extension care videos and styling videos. And I will catch you guys in another video, or we'll do another hair extension video. So I can hear my baby crying. My fiance must be making dinner or something. So I'm gonna go help him. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Bye guys.